Hey guys, welcome back, or welcome if you are new. I hope you're having a fantastic day. In this video, I want to share a post-burn review of Kringle Candle Kringle Cupcake. This is one of 6 new fragrances for holiday 2025 from Kringle Candle. We are obviously not going to see any country candle jars coming around for the holidays this year because that line has now been completely discontinued. So some people were wondering if this is it for the holidays from Kringle this year. I don't know anything for sure, but I mentioned this in the last review that I shared that I do anticipate probably seeing a holiday reserve collection as well as perhaps another limited edition holiday collection. This is not something that is set in stone or has been told to the ambassadors by Kringle. This is just based off of previous years' experience with them and what typically happens. So I don't think these are the only 6 holiday candles that we're gonna see from Kringle this year, but let's just call them maybe the first 6 that are coming down the pipeline here. I have honestly really enjoyed all 6 fragrances. I think there is kind of a nice little lineup and diversity in the fragrances. And I'm even enjoying the one that contains some peppermint in it. So it's actually pretty rare for me. But overall, I'm pretty impressed with this year's collection, and I think you should probably be easily able to find at least 1 or 2 fragrances to enjoy from the lineup. As always, these are going to be available in all of the formats. So obviously the 2-wick jar that I have here is available. There's also the 4-wick. There are daylights as well as wax melts. So if you are unsure about any of the fragrances, definitely consider starting with either their daylights or their wax melts. That is a great place to kind of figure out whether you even like a fragrance or not. I love that Kringle offers this option, and I wish that more companies did this because I think it's quite helpful, especially if you are a little bit intimidated by, or you just don't like ordering fragrances blindly online. So, all right, you guys, we're gonna go ahead and dig into this one, and I will address the potential scorched kind of scorched smell that can happen with fragrances like this. So if you are wondering about that, no worries, we're gonna address it, and I'm gonna tell you how I typically avoid that note because I know exactly what people have been asking me about. So I'll tell you how I avoid that in this video here. So let's go ahead and dive into Kringle Cupcake. As always, I'm gonna get started by reading through the scent story, then we will go through the top, middle, and base notes. I'll tell you what my nose detects in this fragrance. Then we will discuss the overall strength and throw, and of course end with the overall burn quality, where I will address that quote unquote scorched issue that can happen with, especially with vanilla fragrances like this. All right, so Kringle Cupcake is a holiday treat in candle form. Freshly baked vanilla cake topped with whipped cream and a hint of warm spice. Clove leaf and nutmeg add a festive twist, while vanilla bean lingers like frosting on a snow day. It's cheerful, cozy, and impossible to resist. All right, the top notes are vanilla and cake. The mid notes are cream and spice. And then at the base, we have vanilla bean and sweet. So what does this smell like? First of all, I kind of feel like Kringle has done fragrances like this in the past. We've had other like cupcake or cake pop type fragrances from Kringle that have a very similar vibe to them. I'm not sure if they have like entirely recycled some of those other fragrances, but it definitely smells very similar to some other vanilla cream type fragrances that Kringle has offered before. I think Kringle does a really good job with vanilla. I think they have a very accurate, kind of perfectly sweet version of a vanilla cupcake. You very much smell the actual cake note in here, but there's also just a lot of like a vanilla buttercream frosting vibe. And I feel like for me, with most of these Kringle fragrances, the like cakey type note is very much there, but it's really that vanilla bean frosting or vanilla buttercream type frosting that really is the most noticeable here. It's very rich, very decadent smelling, but it's also not overly sweet, even though at the base, with the base notes here, we have vanilla bean and sweet. I actually don't think that this is an overly sweet vanilla at all. I think it's kind of perfectly sweet. I don't get much spice out of this at all. I do think that I can definitely smell a little bit of like nutmeg in here, but I do not smell any clove. And usually for me, clove is a little bit more prominent, a little bit more maybe aggressive than nutmeg can be in terms of like the spice notes. But yeah, I smell more nutmeg here than I do anything else. There is a really nice creaminess to this fragrance. It honestly, it smells like the picture, right? Like it smells like a delicious vanilla cupcake with a vanilla like buttercream or vanilla bean type frosting. I think it's a very authentic fragrance. I think it's delicious. I don't think it's cloying. I think it's honestly quite enjoyable. I like it. Is it necessarily a Christmas fragrance to my nose? No, but also I just in general feel like you can bust out a vanilla candle any time of the year and it's gonna go perfectly with, you know, fruity scents in the summer, with florals in the spring, with the tree fragrances around the holidays. Honestly, vanilla, you can plug it in anywhere. So if you really like this one and you just wanted to pick up like a few of them to have on hand, you can always peel the label off to make it not so like holiday festive and just have a really great vanilla fragrance to be able to blend with anything else throughout the remainder of the year. So I think it's a great fragrance. I think it's just kind of a good like workhorse type of scent. It's a great blender candle. It's lovely on its own. And strength and throw wise, this is performing quite well. I do think it can be difficult to make vanilla noticeable sometimes, but I feel like this particular vanilla is performing quite well. I would put the strength probably at about like a 6.5, 7. There are times where I feel like it's a little bit stronger, but it's not the strongest Kringle that I have tried in the 2-wick format here. In fact, for me, I think that the next time that I go to repurchase this particular scent, because I do anticipate doing that myself, I will pick it up in the 4-wick version. So, but the strength and throw of this 2-wick is somewhere between like a 6.5 and a 7. The throw actually is kind of interesting because I feel like the throw is definitely at least a solid 7. I smell this quite a ways from where I'm actually burning it, but it's not like, it's not crazy potent, if you will. You know, like it doesn't smack you in the face, but it is noticeable throughout most of the downstairs of the house when I'm burning this one, and it blends really well with all of the other things that I have been pairing alongside. I've burned this alongside the Homeworks Pumpkin Gingerbread. I've burned it alongside the new Sniff Mornings at Lavon. I have even burned this alongside Bath & Body Works Leaves, and it just works with all of them and just adds a really nice vanilla vibe. So definitely strong enough to be noticeable, but not something that is going to, you know, like blow your socks off, if you will. Good, decent performance though. In terms of the overall burn quality, so far, so good. This, however, is where I want to address that scorched issue that can happen with vanilla candles. Now, I have had it happen once before with a Kringle. I don't remember which vanilla it was. Maybe it was the vanilla cone. It could have been vanilla cone. But also I've had this with like other candle brands as well. If vanilla is kind of the main focus of the fragrance, if you leave a candle burning too long, like I'm talking, you know, 5, 6, 7 hours at a time, I feel like that's when I can start to smell that like scorched or like burnt vanilla type note. But with this one here, I have limited the burn to just about like 4 hours max at a time, which is roughly the recommended burn time from Kringle anyway. And doing that, just watching the burn has been fine. I haven't noticed any scorched smell from this one at all. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this to the side because it doesn't look like it's lit. I actually just lit this before filming this video, so it hasn't even fully pulled out yet, as you can see. But yeah, I have been limiting the burn of this one at just about 4.5 hours, and I feel like that has been the perfect amount of time to really get this candle going, to start being able to enjoy that yummy vanilla. But right at that 4-hour mark, I kind of just decide to like stop there. And I feel like that has been a good policy in general. I do that with most vanilla fragrances, and it just seems to be a good thing to do regardless of the brand, whether it is a Yankee Candle, a Kringle, a Bath and Body Works, a Henry Bendel, no matter what it is. Just limit the burn of the vanilla candles to just a few hours and you should be okay. So for me, I haven't noticed that scorched note here. If you are noticing it, maybe see how long you have been burning the candle. It might be that you've been burning it just a little bit too long. But yeah, anyway, for what it's worth, if you're having issues with that, try that. For me, it seems to work. So anyway, I'm really enjoying this one. It is one that I will repurchase. And it's also one where if there are any leftovers available once the after holiday sale starts over at Kringle, if you have been with Kringle for a number of years, you know that they have a really good after Christmas sale. And once all the holiday candles go on clearance, this is one of those scents that I could see myself picking up at least 3 or 4 of, peeling the labels off, and then just enjoying these like after the holidays throughout next year as well. So it's a great neutral fragrance. It's not necessarily a Christmas scent, but it is really well done. And I have really enjoyed it. So I'm gonna keep nursing this one along, but not burning it for more than about 4 hours at a time. And I think with doing that, I shouldn't have any issues. So let me know if you guys have any questions. I really appreciate you being here. Subscribe if you are new. Give this video a big old thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Toodaloo.